What's up, guys? Your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video on the channel, and we're grinding out another 1-3 session here. And I think we're like in hour 1. Oh my god, it's so loud, but we're in hour 1, and well, we're doing pretty well. So not gonna spoil anything, but we're running it up kind of in hour 1 so far. So hopefully we can go back and run decent before. Also, quick announcement, I figured out what I want to do when I reach the 10K milestone for the bankroll challenge. When I reach 10K, I'm going to play a 5-10 session. I've always been wanting to play 5-10, and I think that's kind of a reward that I can give myself once I reach that milestone. So we're going to do that. I'll do that for you guys as soon as we reach 10K. I'm going to be super excited for it. So that's going to be a fun video. But anyways, let's get back into the session and get into some hands. Quick shout out to my buddy Zach, who just brought his poker coaching to teachlessons.com. He has over $50,000 in live earnings from both cash and tournaments at the low and mid stake levels. So he was actually the person who introduced me to the game of poker and really improved my win rate at the beginning. So couldn't have done it without his help at all. If you or anyone you may know is looking to improve their 1-2 or low stakes tournament game, click the description, the link below. Highly encourage you to check out what he's all about. And his rates are by far the fairest you'll find in poker coaching. So it's well worth the investment. Click the link down below. Alright guys, we're doing a very Andrew Nemi-like hand review video here. So we're going to go over some hands, mid-session update I guess, kind of. But first hand that we sit down at, or the first hand that we play, we have Ace-10 offsuit and under the gun +1. Under the gun player limps $3, and I raise it up to $18. Sizing up, trying to ISO. I know that the player to my right is very call happy, so exactly what happens. It folds all the way back to him, and he makes the call. So we're going to heads up to a flop of Ace-10-5, 2 hearts out there. And with top 2, he checks to me, and I'm going to bet bigger. Just going to charge the max. Look like I'm going on a flush draw maybe. So I bet $30 of value, and he thinks for a little bit and decides to make the call. Turn is a 3 of clubs, so brings in a backdoor flush draw as well, and he checks to me once again. Once again, I'm going to go with my plan of sizing on the bigger side, so I bet $75. He tanks for quite some time before tossing in the $75, so good news there. Obviously, we're going to be very confident. Just don't want to see a heart or a club out there. So we're going to go to a turn. Hopefully you can hear me. Turn is a 2 of hearts. So hearts gets there. There's 4 to a straight, but there's not a whole lot of 3s in his range. So he checks to me, and I tank for a while. I think about some hands I can get value from. I guess the main thing is just ace-queen, but I don't think he's that strong. I don't think he just limps ace-queen there. So once again, I just decided to check. I don't think I get a whole lot of value. I could have gone for a small bet of like 25 or 50 bucks, but besides that, I check. He shows pocket jacks, and we take it down. Back to the, I guess, old setup. I tried to record that first hand, and there was just a ton of announcements going on and a bunch of background noise. So until I can find a quieter spot where I can do hand analysis, we're going to do this for now. So anyways, back into the session. Second hand of the day, we have ace-queen of diamonds in the big blind, and the hijack opens up to $15. The small blind makes the call, and ace-queen suited, pretty strong, out of position. Let's 3-bet here to $60. The hijack doesn't really think too long before ripping it all in, about $200 total. Small blind gets out of the way, and for $200, it's really small, and I have a ton of showdown value with such a really good hand. So I think I can do this. He can do this light as well. So we just call, hope for the best, and let's go to a runout. Runout is a 9-5-9 flop, queen turn 7 river, and we get the suck out because he shows ace-king. And we take it down. Second hand, running good, hit the 3-outer, and we get there. Next hand, we have 6-4 of clubs in the button, and this is really one of my more favorite hands. I think it's really sneaky, and I love it. So we're playing 7-handed, and I'm on a pretty soft table, I'd say so far. So when there's 3 limpers to me, I'm gonna open up my range in position, and I raise to $20. The small blind, who is pretty tight and conservative from what I can tell, he calls, and all the limpers fold. So we get all the limps out of the way, but we get a cold caller, and I figured his range is pretty narrow here. So let's go to a flop. Flop comes king 8-3, 2 diamonds and a club out there. The small blind tanks for maybe a minute, at least a minute, 60 seconds, and checks. Really weird spots. I mean, it seems like he's got a king a lot of the time, so I'm just going to check it back because there's really no way I can see bet this board, and especially with that action. So I check. Turn is the ace of clubs, brings in the backdoor flush draw, and that's exactly what we like to see. He thinks for a little bit and bets $20. Really small, half pot, and with my draw in there, I'm just going to call. Hopefully we can improve it to our flush and go run a run on this guy. So I just call, and let's go to a river. River is pretty decent. It's the 5 of clubs, so we river the open-ended straight flush draw, but we get there. Once again, he leads out for $20, and obviously here, mandatory raise spot with our baby flush, and it's pretty disguised, going run and run on this guy. So I raise to 75. He doesn't think too long before just making the call. Obviously, I show and I'm good. A little interesting about the raise size. I think I could have gone bigger, but realistically just wanted to get value. And looking back on it, I mean, I like my sizing a lot. There are some people at the table saying they should have gone for more value, but realistically, I like my sizing for 75. Meaning it guarantees that I get paid, and I did get paid in this spot. Following hand, we have Jack 10 of spades under the gun, and we have chipped up after winning the past couple big pots there. So I open up to $15, and we get 3 callers. Not great. Multi-way, and this is the reason why I really like sizing up a whole lot bigger in my opens, especially here at Encore, because everyone's call happy, and 5x just really isn't big enough, and 8x is probably the perfect size in my opening range. But regardless, we open to 15, get 3 callers, and we are third to act. The splines call as well as someone from middle position. So let's go to a flop. Flop comes ace, 9, 10, 2 spades out there. Really great flop for us, middle pair and the jack high flush draws. So when action's onto me, I c-bet this board all the time. C-bet $30, and only the player to my left, who is pretty short, makes the call. Turn, heads up, is the 7 of clubs. Once again, I'm going to have to bet here. I have a ton of equity with my 1 pair, and got all the outs in the world, basically. So I bet 55. He doesn't think too long before ripping it in, $90. It's not a lot. I really don't like playing with short stacks, but T jams are $90. Easy call for me. And let's go to the river, hoping to hit one of my outs. It's a jack of clubs, so we improved to 2 pair. I think I'm good here a lot of the time. And he shows ace, 3 of clubs for just an ace. And we take it down with our 2 pair. We stack him, and we just continue to chip up. Okay, you got the first hand. I'm giving up on this. I'm going back to the normal way because, well, there's just too many announcements going on. So, I just switched tables. We are, right now in this situation, we are 1,100 deep. There's a guy that's about 3K deep on a 1-3 table, which is huge, and I heard he's very friendly for action. So, we're going to try to run it up. We have position on him, and we'll see how it goes. Just transferred, played 2 hands, and don't really know too much about the opponent, but hopefully we get some interesting hands soon. So wish me luck. I'll see you guys. These announcements just keep going on, man. Following hand here, we have moved into the new table, so we're facing a player with about 3,000 in front of him, and he's very active playing all his hands, so looking to get involved. And in this spot, we're in the hijack with the ace jack of clubs, and there's an under the gun straddles, so love that. It's a very actiony table, and it's a table that we want to get stacks involved in. So let's go to the action. Under the gun +1, who is the guy who's very active, 3K stack. He opens at $20, and the player to his right calls, or player to his left calls. So action's up to me with ace jack suited in position, and knowing that the under the gun player, or under the gun +1 player, has been opening, playing, raising every single hand. I'm going to 3-bet this pot. I 3-bet to $75, and action folds all the way back to those two, and they both call. So we're going to go 3 ways to a pretty bloated pot now, in position at least. Flop comes queen, 6 deuce, 2 clubs out there, and both players check to me. Weird enough, the club draw is out there, but it's really dry nonetheless. And the queen really hits my 3-betting range a ton because Not only do I always 3-bet my nutted hands, but also like ace queen, king queen, hands like that. The player in middle position here has played with me a good amount, so he knows my range and my play style to a certain degree. So I'm gonna c-bet 150, hopefully to take it down, but under the gun +1 player, the 3K stack has other plans. He makes the call for 150, and the middle position player folds. So let's go heads up. We ISO'd against this player, but he can hold any two, and it's pretty dangerous. Turn is a 7 of diamonds. He checks to me once again, and honestly, I don't think I have to bet here. I mean, I think my ace jack high has plenty of showdown for 1. So, I mean, also I just don't know what the hell he could be playing with. So I check it back and play some pot control. River is the jack of clubs, so the club draw gets there, but I improve to middle pair, second pair, and he immediately leads out for 350. Really weird spot, really gross spots. It's tough, honestly, but I just know that he plays so often of the time. I just can't really put him on a hand that would bet so big. Obviously, the pot has ballooned up after the flop bet, but realistically, I have a bluff catcher at best, and he has shown down a ton of bluffs before, so obviously he's very capable of doing so. And if he has it, he has it. I think mainly for this call, it's just based on table image, and he's earned the $350 if he did get there with the flush or 2 pair or whatever he has. But honestly, like, does he really have a flush there when he's playing every single hand? More likely than not. So I tossed the crying call with basically just a jack. It feels like ace high, honestly, but I call the 350 and he mucks. So I don't show either, and I'm happy that I made the right decision in this 50-50 spot, and we take down the pretty big pot against this player. After that pretty big hand, we have a pretty big stack. I'm not entirely sure how much, to be honest, but we have ace-queen offsuit in the small blind. We have one under the gun limper, the same person from last hand, big stack that dwindled down a little bit, raises to $12. The player to his left, once again, calls, same player from last hand as well. And out of position here, just really felt like flatting. Did not want to 3-bet because I didn't want to play another big pot against this player, but I know that's terrible logic, but realistically wanted to play a lower variance game moving forward after winning the big hand. So I flat, and the undergun limper also calls. So we're going 4 ways to a flop of ace-king-8 rainbow. I'm first to act. Really great flop for me. I feel like I'm nutted in this spot, so I check. And unfortunately, action checks all the way around. Turn is an ace, and also obviously another really great card. So I check, and checks all the way down to the person last to act to the left of this very active player, and he bets $15. Really small feeler bet, 15 into 60. Don't really feel like raising here just yet. I think I can do a number of different things on any rivers, so wanting to get other people involved, the next 2 guys, don't really want to scare them off ever, so I just flat the $15 and the undergun player calls. With that said, we're going 3 ways to a river, which is a 9, basically a brick, and I really want to get max value in this spot, and I realized that with 3 players in, I cannot check this back ever. I can't let the opportunity of action checking through when I have such a strong hand, so I lead for $75. Pretty big, almost a pot-sized bet, and it's just targeting any ace here. Whoever else has that last ace, I think this just has to call regardless, or else, you know, like I'm not getting calls from a king, I don't think, but I bet the 75, and undergun tank calls, and the other player folds. We show our hand, and we're good. We get some value out of our ace-queen. The last hand that we'll go over here, I'm on another brand new table. I think it's the 3rd table of the night, and I am in the cutoff once again with a really big stack, and I have pocket queens. There is 1 limper, and just like last time, I'm really going to size up with really all my sizing at this point moving forward, playing 1-3. People are just way too call happy, so I raised to $23. There is a rec player I'd call him as in the small blind, and he decides to min raise me to $46. I don't really know what to make with the min raises. And action folds all the way back to me. And looking at his stack, it's like not too big. It's like $400 or $500. And I decided to just flat here. Once again, I'm in position, going for the lower variance route and keep all his bluffs in range. We'll see how it goes. Maybe he can. It's a brand new table. I don't have much information on this player, so I'm not really sure what to make of it. He's either got aces. That's what I really thought with that min raise, because I think most rec players want to get as much value as they can with aces, and they kind of screw up with sizing, or it's just any two random cards that he might perceive as good. But once again, I don't really know where I'm at in this spot, and didn't really feel like putting him into the test at this specific moment for some reason. But anyways, let's go heads up to a flop in position of flop comes 4, 6, 7 all diamonds, and I don't have any diamonds with black queens in my hand. So he checks to me, and I'm just going to play with my hand face up as is, overpair, and I'm going to charge the max for diamonds. So I bet $75. He just jams it all in, 341 total. Really weird spot, and really I don't love it. Pre-flop I put him on aces or kings because it's just, I don't know. I don't really know what the min raise is for, and I think that he's nutted here. Regardless, the jam doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and once I put him on aces, obviously I'm in terrible shape, and even if I do beat bluffs, like I guess any hand with any diamond is in pretty good shape when we're flipping. So wanted to just think it over, think it through, but at the end of the day, I just have to lay it down. I just don't think he's going to be bluffing for $340 to begin with, and even if he is bluffing, he's got overcards and diamonds, so we're just flipping at best. To figure I'd lay it down, just didn't think that I would ever be good here. Like best case scenario, we're flipping, and normally I think most of the time I'm just totally dead in this flop. So I just heard from him, don't think he's bluffing, and he shows the queen of diamonds after I fold, so that's kind of annoying and unfortunate. Later he tells me that he had a king of hearts, so he had king queen offsuit, and I put it into equity calculator. It's 52.48, I think, or 58.42. Regardless, it's basically a flip, and as much as I was up on the night, didn't really want to go the higher variance route, especially when I think that I'm dominated a lot of the time in that spot. So I fold. I'm really happy with that fold, totally okay with it, and that was the last significant hand of the session. Where would this vlog be without the good old garage outro? But anyways, guys, just cashed out, trying to find my car. Where the hell is it? All the way down there. Awesome. Well, ended up playing for about 7.5 hours or 7 hours-ish, and ran it up, I guess. Really ran it up. And also, once again, shout out to the casino for not really playing music in this garage, because it's great. It's great for me. But oh my god, there's a huge line. I don't even want to get in my car. But anyways, it's like about 1 a.m. I don't know. Played for 7 hours and ran it up. I was in the game for 500, out of the game for 1950. So good little profit of 1450 on the day. Just really didn't want to scream those numbers out while I was out in the open in the garage for obvious reasons. But regardless, honestly, I'm really happy. It's been a 3-day bender. This video and the last 2 videos have been all consecutive days, and it's been pretty good results, as you can tell, as you've seen. So I'm happy with it. I'm making the right decisions. I'm somehow playing well, playing more conservative, and not playing like a total asshole. Definitely playing like an asshole to a certain degree, but winning at the same time. So with all of that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Also, to all the people that I've met along the way, it's absolutely crazy. Oh fuck, god damn it! I'm not even cutting this out. I'm trying to back up, and this guy just totally fucked me. But really glad and super surprised to see all the people who do watch my videos and that come up and say hi to me. Like, I think it's absolutely incredible that, I mean, the amount of you guys that like do recognize me and stuff, it's crazy. But I really do appreciate everyone's support. I mean, everyone that does say hi to me, like, it means all the world, or whatever the phrase is. I don't know. I'm tired, all right? It's been 7 hours of poker. But it means a ton that you guys really do like the videos, enjoy the content, and it just gives me all the motivation to continue making these videos, grinding it out, and making this like a legit thing. So just a huge shout out to everyone who I've met along the way, and hopefully you enjoy the videos. Leave a like if you did. Once again, all that other YouTube bullshit, subscribe if you're new to the channel, all that stuff, whatever. If you guys do it, do it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Signing off. See you guys later. Peace out, boys.
Did I give up? Was it too hard? Or was it too hard? Cause I just gave up. Just gave up.